Hello, and welcome to this video. It's not a live stream today because I am on a fair and I pre-recorded this video for you, so you still have something to watch. And today's topic is peas and corn. It might sound a little bit strange, like, what is she talking about? Peas and corn, like boring vegetables? Really? Do we make a live stream about boring vegetables? Yes, we do. Because I had a question and I found this question really nice. It's really like a smart question because, I don't recommend to eat starch, not so much starch, because starch is made from, guess what? Glucose, a long chain of glucose connected together. And if you eat starches, for example, rice, potatoes, grains, bread, everything that's made with something starchy, you have the problem that you have too much glucose at once in your system. And this can be problematic for your pancreas because it has to work a lot to get rid of the glucose and to transport it from your bloodstream into your cells, and then it can get overworked and finally shut down. And then we're talking about diabetes, pre-diabetes, or insulin resistance. It's not cool. So we do not want to eat too much starch, and we are not starch eaters. We are not granivores. We are frugivores. We should stick to fruits and fruits only. So then the question was, what about peas and corn? Because sometimes I use peas in my salads, like raw peas or frozen and thawed peas, or raw corn. I love raw corn. Just from the cup, eat it with a little bit of avocado, spread it on top, and then it legit tastes like buttercorn. It literally tastes like buttercorn. I remember from childhood when we had barbecue parties or whatever in summer, barbecuing, and we always had corn with butter on top. And this reminds me of it, and it's really delicious, but it's so much better. And yeah, today we're talking about peas and corn because, of course, they also have starch. But I will explain why it's a different story compared to grains, rice, potatoes, and so on, and why I eat corn and peas and not these other things, okay? At the end of this video, you will have a good understanding why you can incorporate peas and corn, but no starch. I would not recommend. Okay, let's start. So there are some basic principles you have to consider. Sugar is immediately available for us if we eat simple sugars, okay? And it's easy to digest. It's really pleasantly sweet when eaten raw. And corn and peas have very soft cell walls compared to rice and potatoes and grains in general. So much softer, so much easier to digest, and you can feel it. Like, bite into a raw pea, fresh young pea, and bite into a young, really juicy, sweet corn, and then bite into a dry grain or rice corn. It's like, it's a world difference. We could stop here. Like, this is so obvious that corn and peas are so much better for humans, and they contain more sugar. And raw starch is really hard to digest in potatoes, sweet potatoes also, or tubers. It's barely tolerable for us and often only edible when cooked. And this is another warning sign that it's not human food, because we are not born with an oven or with a stove integrated in our system. So we should not destroy our food with heat. And everyone knows heat destroys food. So root vegetables contain substances that inhibit the enzyme amylase, and this is also important to break down and digest our food, carbs especially. Okay, then now let's compare some values here. Sweet corn, for example, has 19 grams of carbohydrates, of which 6 grams sugar. So it's really sweet, and you can taste it. If you bite into raw corn, it's delicious because it's sweet. And we humans have the taste buds for sweet things. We enjoy sweet things because we are carbohydrate eaters. We need carbs. Also, mother's milk is mainly carbs. So we are carb eaters. Okay. Yeah. Peas, 14 to 15 grams of carbohydrates, of which 6 grams, again, sugar. Sweet and also fiber rich, which is another thing. It's a lot of fiber in peas and raw corn. Really important and healthy for your gut microbiome as well. Potatoes, in comparison, they have 17 grams carbs and less than 1 gram of sugar. So you see, peas and sweet corn, they have much more sugar, and this is really so much better for us as human beings. And if something like a dry-ass potato has only 1 gram of sugar, it's really hard to digest raw. It's not possible. You cannot eat raw potatoes, and this is another sign that it's not human food, because you cannot eat it raw. And then sweet potatoes, they have 20 grams of carbs, 4 grams of sugar. Yeah, it's a little bit better because the name already says it. Sweet potatoes, they are sweeter. So they have more sugar, but still not as much as raw corn or peas. Yeah, you can eat them raw, but is it tasty? Not really. If you don't add any fatty sauces, nut butters, and crazy stuff, most people would not enjoy to bite into a raw sweet potato. Like, let's be honest. Not really, right? I think we understand this. Let's talk about the advantages of corn. When it's really harvested in the so-called milk stage, it's the stage when it's really sweet and juicy, and the milk, the corn, they call it corn milk, I don't know. Yeah, it's the juice that comes out because it's juicy, it's water rich, and this is a good thing. And when the sugar content is at its peak, then it's the best. Then you can harvest it freshly, sweet, crunchy, raw, and you can easily eat it raw and enjoy it because, like I said, it contains a good amount of sugar. Of course, not as much as fruit, but it's still a good alternative. We also have to be aware that everything we eat outside of the fruit world is it's a compromise. So if I eat corn, I am aware that it's a compromise. It's not as good as fruit, but it's okay. It will not harm me. So it's okay because it has simple sugars. And it's really, like I said, it's really water rich. I do not recommend you have corn which is really dry and like really old and lays around for weeks. It's stored for weeks in the grocery store. Really, you should only have sweet, raw, ripe corn. Water rich, hydrating, okay? If it's dry, don't eat it. It's hard to digest. The longer it is stored, the more starch will build and the sugar will go down. So eat it right away when it's fresh. Yeah, then corn is also a good source for vitamin B, many B vitamins and potassium. It fits in the 80-10-10 concept because it's carbs, okay? Mainly carbs, low fat and a moderate amount of protein. So it's perfect for a 80-10-10 diet. Then advantages of peas. Young peas taste sweet and they are digestible raw, no problem. High fiber as well, good for your gut microbiome and very filling. Like if you ate raw peas before, I sometimes mix them. Like if you mix raw peas, it's like a raw fat-free hummus or pesto alternative. I use it as a salad dressing or dip for my, cucumbers. It's so delicious and it's so filling. Like it fills you up quite a bit. And it's also rich in vitamin C. And frozen peas are practically blanched, so they are not, in most cases, I'm not sure. Like sometimes you can see on the package fresh from harvest, and this means that they preserve the nutrients as good as possible, very well in most cases. So it's not like cooked to death. It's really just like for a few seconds they blanch it in hot water and then they freeze it right away. And in some cases you have more nutrients left in these frozen things than in fresh things who store for months. So I don't care. I eat frozen peas. A good source for vitamin C, for taste, and you can make amazing sauces with them. So why not? And it's a complete different story compared to these really hard to digest starches. Like I would never eat raw sweet potatoes or even raw beetroots or carrots even. They are hard to eat. You chew and chew and chew and it's not enjoyable. You have to do a lot with these things to make it enjoyable. You have to process them. You have to like cut them really fine or shred them and then mix it with sauces, and I don't want to do that. If I eat food, I want to eat it like it is in nature. And with peas and corn, I can do that. Yeah, then other starchy vegetables like potatoes, sweet potatoes and beetroot. Potatoes are very starchy. They contain glucoalkaloids and they are unsuitable raw. You cannot eat these things raw. You will end up with problems, digestive problems, and I would not recommend it to even try. So yeah, sweet potatoes, fibrous, raw, and still hard to digest. A little bit easier, but I would not recommend it. It's not a best solution. Then beetroot, not very starchy, still a little bit of starch, but not so much compared to potatoes. It's moderately sweet. It's more earthy, and yeah, it's not really delicious, guys. It's really not delicious. Only, again, if you mix it into salads with fats and with dressings and with creamy sauces, everything would taste good. You can put a piece of wood in there and it would taste good if you smother it in cashew cream, So, I don't know, with beetroot. I don't need it. Okay, let's come to the conclusion. Also, if you follow natural hygiene principles, everything that tastes sweet and good and raw is meant for us. So this is one principle of natural hygiene movement. And for me, raw corn and raw peas, they taste sweet. They are raw. They're edible raw, no problem. I don't have to add anything. Honestly, I sometimes enjoy to have a bowl beside my salad, a bowl of peas, just peas, nothing added, and I can eat them and they are sweet and I enjoy it. Or I wrap them into lettuce and I don't have to mix them with fat or anything to make it tasty. And this is not true for potatoes and rice. Like, try to eat a bowl of rice, not cooked, raw, okay? We're talking about raw rice. Good luck. Good luck. Oh gosh. Yeah, and then also 80-10-10, corn and peas provide carbs. It's carb-based energy in a raw, enjoyable, and digestible form. So I really think peas and corn have their place in a raw vegan diet. You don't have to eat them. Absolutely not. You don't have to. You can be super healthy with just fruits or fruits and leafy greens, some easy to digest vegetables. You don't have to eat corn. You don't have to eat anything. Like, people always ask me, what is the best fruit for weight loss? What is the best fruit for thyroid issues? What is the best food for headaches? I don't know. Like, there is not one food that you have to eat for a specific thing. No, you just have to stick to raw plants. It should be sweet, it should be tasty, and that's all. And it should have a lot of water, and this is true for corn and peas. So I think they fit into a raw vegan lifestyle. Like I said, they are enjoyable in its raw state, and this is the proof. And freshness always counts, and corn and peas are sweet right after harvest. This is also important. Like I said, don't eat them if they're really old and dry, and then you're good. And you can easily incorporate them, and I guarantee you it will make your, I don't know, like your journey, your experience, your meals more enjoyable. Sometimes people need something more filling, especially in the beginning. They crave something dense. They cannot just live on fruits and leafy greens, tender leafy greens, and then these things come in handy because you have something dense, you have something that satiates you, and it's still within the 80-10-10 principles, and it will not harm you at all. So yeah, these are my thoughts and facts about raw corn and peas. And if you decide to implement them, go for it. Nothing to fear. It's cool. And if you don't need them, just skip it. You don't have to, like I said. It's your personal, unique decision, and do what you want. You are free. Okay, but now you know more about peas and raw corn and how you can implement them into a raw vegan diet. I also have some ideas with raw corn and peas in the app, so just check it out in the category dips, sauces, and dressings. You will definitely find something with peas and corn. You will also find some corn recipes, like maybe in salads, or yeah, just check it out. Search for corn and then you will find something. Okay, and also let me know if you try some new creations with raw corn and peas, and then I will see you next week here, same time, same place. Okay, bye guys.